Beautiful, beautiful people. I've had this one dialed, circled in. Welcome back to TST. This afternoon, prime time matchup. Hashtag United Tactical Manager SC. Like I said, it's been highlighted. I've watched and been a part of a lot of the hashtag United side of things, and the other side with Tactical Manager, what they've put together. A lot of Brazilians in the lineup. It's going to be an absolute danger, absolute threat, and they each come into this 1-1 thus far in the group. So it's kind of a decider on who guarantees that they're going to get into the bracket, and then also the positioning of the bracket. Could things mix and match? Could this be an elimination? We don't necessarily know when it comes to third place finishing. Obviously, hashtag has history within the competition. There's so much to cover. And we also have a lot of big names. You got a little mix and match of creators and so forth. But before we get into that, let's talk about the rules. This is 7v7, 20-minute halves, no offsides. Every match ends in target score time, which we'll cover when we get closer, but it's just a nice little mix and match, something that you're only going to see in TST. And if you want to know what the fellas are playing for outside of bragging rights and plenty of YouTube views, there's $1 million on the line, and it's take all, win all, and it's going to be something special. We haven't seen hashtag maybe make that next stage move. They've been into the brackets, but we haven't seen them in a semi or a final, and that's always been on the agenda as we take a closer look at the lineups. And then I like the recruiting that I see from Tactical Manager. I follow both these accounts pretty heavily on social media, as do many of you at home. Speaking of at home, as we look at these lineups, I need predictions now. We're going to highlight. We're going to screenshot. I'm going to do all that. You see PK Humble is probably jumping off the page at you. He's been kind of running up things everywhere, all over social media. Also, Andre Jr. Just met him maybe a month ago for a goalkeeper. He's making moves. Another relatively well-known, I guess, creator. I don't know if you're going to go as far as celebrity, but influencer, however you want to clarify it. Also a pro player. Big body in goal. As you see, hashtag step into the spot. Should be good action. And then on the tactical manager side of everything, I like the Brazilian recruitment. There's Brazilians everywhere, and typically in short-sided, that is a good move. No one is going to say that that's not something you should get down with. Also, a friend of mine, another East Coaster, Alex Ramos, representing on that team. So I can't wait for this matchup. And it means so much for the actual final placement of this group. We have Pasha Luxury at the top. If they were to lose, though, then it all gets mixed and matched. Obviously, Tactical Manager, hashtag, I told you, they both won one, lost one yesterday. Some controversy in those wins and losses, too. I mean, I'm not coming in as the man to decide what shoulda, coulda, woulda been, but I'm just throwing it out there. I see 3-1, hashtag Noah Harris, 3-2, hashtag fire off. Where are you guys from? Where are you tuning in from? I need energy in the chat. This is a big boy matchup. And again, I wanted to see both these teams in action against each other, and then we're going to adjust that. Big mistake out of the back early from hashtag. But they do recover, should have fresh legs. And one of the advantages I would say hashtag United has compared to a lot of the teams is more than half these guys play together week in and week out. And a lot of the competitors coming in, you're kind of making your team for TST. They might not play 7v7 together, but either way, you know each other. You're sharing locker rooms. You're sharing the 11v11 pitch. And it's sort of a wild story as the ball's bouncing around inside the box, gets pushed back out. Hashtag United, of course, started, if you've been following the YouTube scene for a while, as kind of a YouTube team. And then it made some upgrades. Spencer was able to elevate, get them into the English system, go from non-league, and just been promoting through that. That's the quick story, the refresher. And then with Tactical Manager, I've been following that account for quite some time now. I almost call it more of a social media, maybe news outlet, and they've gone recruiting, or he's gone recruiting. Everyone's gone recruiting. They've made moves, made pickups. What are we saying here? We got Pittsburgh, stand up. Hello. Amsterdam, in the house. Woodstock, Georgia. I've never been there. Maryland, what's up, Tommy? Hashtag fan from Denmark. We've already got almost 4,000 people in here. Welcome. My name's Mike LaBelle. Happy to have you here. Maybe a fun fact. I promise I'm not coming in with a bias, but I used to represent hashtag United on the esports side from a competitive gaming perspective with, I guess it was FIFA then, now FC, present day. San Diego, West Coast. Good morning, I think. 11 a.m. Is that brunch time? Still morning. But yeah, there's a big difference between 11 v11 and 7v7, and then of course when you get into target score and you have player eliminations and it gets even more short-sighted, things get out of control. What's up, Ireland? What up, Grinds? Brazil in the house. A lot of Brazilians on this side from Tactical Manager as they take it short. Like I said, that extra ingenuity, a little creativity. I talked to Spencer earlier today as well. I was like, give me some of the lay of the land. We chatted briefly. He still sounded a little upset about their matchup against Pasha Luxury. I'm just throwing that out there. I'll put it out there early. If you guys watched the games from yesterday. What up, Carl? What's goody? Italy, #boys. What up, Paolo? Seamus. Okay, inside pass. PK, looking for a 1-2. Big body. Unleashing. Top of the box. Deflected. Blocked. I feel like I'm hearing fireworks off the background of the stream. I don't know if it's just me. You guys let me know. Could just be on my end. I would accept that. That's kind of what I heard, Matt. We were watching back some of the highlights. How many of you been to a game? We'll see how many folks making moves. London, playing more or less around Essex. Tactical Manager looking for some space. A couple of nutmegs. Not able to push through. Going to have a reset. First 4 minutes has breezed through. Not a lot of action. Team's feeling it out. As per expected. As you can expect. It's been rainy days in North Carolina. Adjusted the weather. Made it a lot less hot. Pitches are damp. That's what I've been told. Yeah, you hear the fireworks too. Okay, it's not just me. I was curious. I wanted to know. It might be raindrops, but it sounds like fireworks this way. So I'm just going to go with firework in, raindrop in. Yeah, I've been to a few. Yeah, I've been to quite a few myself. Can I get these score predictions? Still 0-0. So go ahead and run them up again. There's a couple people that fired off, but we could do better. Oh, big opportunity. Oh, it scoots in. Wow. Keeper was maybe just a little bit wrong-footed. I didn't think it had a chance. Mikama is looking good, feeling good, converting early. Might want to watch that one back. Should the keeper have done better? You got the entry pass. Not a bad turn. Holds him off. Shows some strength. Just looks off-footed. Maybe it was deflected. Right on the edge of the box. Just scoots in. Biggest name for Tactical, if you're talking about maybe social influence or something along those lines, that you probably know is Alex Ramos. Definitely has millions of followers across multiple platforms. But it varies then after that if you want to talk about football ability, achievement. Like I said, they went shopping for a bunch of pickups on the Brazilian end, which I always think is a smart move for this competition in particular. Rough deflection. I still think the keeper could have got to it. It was a slow roller. Do they have a reply? Do they have a reply is the question from Tactical Manager. What up, Billy? It's not as simple as if you win, you go through, and you lose, you go out. If you win, you definitely go through. 2 wins will get you through. That is for sure. However, depending what happens in the other game, you might even be seeded to a higher placement, and that can get into some permutations. What I was going to say is if you lose, you're not necessarily going home. It gets a little more complex. So the top 2 teams in all the groups, there are 12 groups, go through immediately, automatically, top 2 teams per group. That's 24 teams. However, the next bracket is 32 places. That means we have 8 places left for potentially third-place teams. And that's where it starts to get a little bit messy. What a shot. Good save. I think he scoots that just slightly from Andre in goal. And I guess the breakdown, if you're wondering, for those top 8 teams that are trying to get into the final 32-person or 32-team bracket, it starts with your record in group play, then it goes into your goal differential, and then it goes into total goals for your team. If you're wondering what the breakdown looks like. I read through the rules this morning. I knew you guys were going to ask. I wanted to make sure I had that ready on deck. So I guess the short answer is you can still go through with a loss, but the long answer is it's going to have plenty of complications that are going to come into play. There's a lot of hypotheticals, and different variables that have to be added into that equation. If we could insert polls, I'd love to do it. Over 5,000 people in the chat. Welcome. We're happy to have you. If you're new, it's free to subscribe to TST. Happens every year. $1 million tournament. 3rd year consecutively here for hashtag United. Turn it on and turn it up. If you want to guarantee that you go into the next round, this is must-win game. Correct. Maybe that's the short version. I'm just saying that if you lose, you're not guaranteed to be out. PK Humble unwinds, breaking through. This guy's maybe leaning back a little too much. I know everyone's looking forward to a PK Humble celebration. Those have been going electric on social media. Speaking of Jeff George, where are we going to get that PK dance? It ain't coming from me. It's not coming from me. Yeah, 20-minute halves. If you're just tuning in, 2 20-minute halves, and then the clock stops and it goes into target score, which I'd like to cover when we get a little bit closer, just so I can give you some scenarios of what that looks like. It's rather straightforward, and visually it makes so much sense. But when I get into the wordplay of adding another score line and saying players are eliminated every 3 minutes, and you're just talking over the mic, sometimes it can get lost in translation. But it all makes sense real easy. Okay, a lot of space here. Hashtag on the ball, looks for the pass. Toby couldn't find it. Toby, of course, being, I guess, a social media star now. Started off sort of as a contestant, I believe, from like a reality TV perspective. Part of his origin story. Quality footballer as well. Just slides by him. There's Toby on the close-up. I'm sure you recognize him from some of them endeavors. You can't draw. So I know you have not been watching. I think it's a Zami Nene. Is a draw will also guarantee a next round opportunity. A draw is not possible in this competition. So welcome to TST. We're happy to have you as a brand new viewer. That we will have a winner in every single game. That's kind of what target score is all about. Can we get the in-game sound? I'll tell them to turn it up. Production, if you hear me. Loud and clear. Even though it might just end up being a little more raindrop action. Oh, I can hear more though. They heard us. They heard us. It just got turned up another notch. Love Island, absolutely. I mean, at this point though, it's not just Love Island from Toby. He's kind of bounced around on a lot of things. You just see him make appearances. You got social media, YouTube, the whole thing. Building up out of the back. Deep. From Andre, looking for that isolation. Can you play off of Toby up front? Second ball. A lot of goals have started from some of that Route 1 Lob City. Looking for some sort of island type of op. Classic number 9. Big body up front. It's definitely something that's prevalent in this game. In this game plan. I don't think we've got a close-up of it yet, but maybe we could find Spencer. I'm sure he's out there. Coaching the lads, talking to them. Of course, founder, owner of Hashtag United. Also saw a few weeks ago that Hashtag announced if you wanted to become part owner, they opened up the door for taking fans funding and giving away shares or trading shares, or you're buying shares. What up, James? Hashtag Jacko, what's good? OG, triple OG, happy to see you in here. Hashtag's had more possession if you're just tuning in. It's been a bit of an unlucky first goal for Tactical Manager FC to concede. Kind of a slow roller, took a little deflection. But Hashtag's had more of the ball, a little more possession play. Haven't had big breakthroughs yet from Tactical. Maybe one good shot opportunity. Andre able to make a save. As the game recap thus far, if you're just tuning in. Happy to see new faces, familiar faces. Olivier Giroud is back into action. Do you remember hashtag Jacko, which I know you do? I just expect hashtags in the chat that way. Also, Tactical Manager fans, I need to see y'all firing off. A little back and forth. Put together a squad amongst squads. Big game for both sides here coming into this in Group I. Each with a win and a loss apiece. Real decider. You can solidify your next steps of at least guaranteeing a final bracket with a win in this matchup. Extra pass. Not necessarily how they teach it, but hashtag in control. Still looking for those feeder balls. Nah, I appreciate that, Olivier. Kind words. At 7v7, I see hashtags coming in. You don't remember, hashtag Jacko was the original goalkeeper for multiple years. I mean, even as they went into the English system, Jacko was still there. Held it down. Helped gear the team towards promotion. Might have been the longest playing from the original squad. And you would have had to be following hashtag United since 2017. Don't want to butcher anything, but I think I got that right. A lot of space to work with out wide here. Friendly bounce. Can you get a finish? Oh, again. Goalkeeper comes out. Looks to put it across. Might have had a friendly bounce. But you got to put yourself in those types of positions to make it happen. Did just that. May Parrott will take that. A little bit of a chop. Player goes down. One more time on the replay. Unlucky from the goalkeeper. Gets a save. He just deflects. First to react. May Parrott did just that. Yeah, we'll take him. Well, he'll take him. Hashtag will take him. And he hashtags it, I think. I think it was the hashtag it. Celebration came out quick fire. 2-0 for hashtag United against Tactical Manager. Still anyone's game, super early. And then you have that factor that happens with target score where it kind of evens everything out. Good entry pass. A couple little exchanges here. Maybe an instant reply. See if Tactical Manager can give us a rebuttal. Refreshes, recycles all the way back to the goalkeeper. We've been talking about this a lot over the last couple days. What's the best type of squad building approach to go with? And it's even more so when you're in different moments where maybe you need offense, you need a more defensive side, you're looking for leak outs, you go into target score, and now you're losing players. The pitch gets even bigger. A lot of space here, speaking of, for a hashtag. Can they interchange? Slow playing it. English weather is helping hashtag. I mean, this is most definitely that. Oh, good takedown on the first touch. Puts it back across. Play broken up. Tactical Manager with the switch. Just slightly overhit. Yeah, Andre Rocha would like to have that one back. Put it into the wheelhouse. What's happening in Senegal? Welcome to the stream. Maxwell, welcome to the stream. Nearly 7,000 beautiful people in the stream. We're happy to have you guys here. Welcome to TST. Bit of a festival of soccer. Great vibes throughout the week, going into the weekend. Huge mistake here from Tactical Manager. Countering with pace. Hashtag looking for options. Tries to put it across. Doesn't convert. Just going to see if Tactical had a counter. Every time you push forward, those transition periods are some of the biggest opportunities to create in the 7v7 dynamic. Halves are 20 minutes apiece. So we're nearing the end of the first half. It's a very short halftime, 5-minute halftime. We'll go over some of the highlights if you want to see those highlights, which I'm sure you do. How we got here. A couple fake shots, edge of the box. Oh, this is shaky and shimmy. I like it. Good work. Follow up. Not bad. 1-2. Can they exchange? Not quite. Ran out of real estate. Slip, fall. Like I said, it's been raining. It's been a wet day in North Carolina. Every time you see a zoom in on the players, I don't think it's all sweat. It's raining outside. You might be able to hear that on the back end of the commentary. What up, Nolan? Happy days. Thanks for all the love in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Last couple minutes before we reach the end of the half. 2 20-minute halves, 7v7, and then followed by target score, which is going to dictate the winner. Decide a little bit of everything, and it can get crazy. It can get bonkers. It can get out of control. There's no other way to say it. If you're just tuning in, last year's champions, I would still say are favorited with La Bombonera. And in the finals, they played against Nani FC. Oh, that nearly slipped in. I think the keeper gets a hand to it. Camilla would probably like to have that back. Plenty of time. Should be the final attack. We didn't really have stoppages. Sometimes you'd have extra minutes, but we didn't have those types of moments in this first half. Bit of a slow play from Tactical Manager. Not a lot of chances, not a lot of opportunity. If you're a hashtag United fan, you'll be happy with it. Goalkeeper's been sort of hard done from Tactical as well. A deflection for the first goal, and then the second goal being kind of another deflection in some ways. It bounces back a bit of a rebound, but that takes us to halftime. Remember, it's a 5-minute half, so we're going to have a quick break here. I'll be back just before the second half gets underway, and we'll go over some of the highlights, give you the lay of the land. We'll talk about the team talks and everything in between, and we'll go over target score, which you're not going to want to miss. Run it up in the chat. Beautiful people. I said it would be quick fire. It is indeed. The players are on the pitch. We'll get to look at a couple highlights briefly because I know everybody's going to try to rev up as quick as possible. It's kind of how this competition works. It comes in you hot fire, back-to-back action. I love to see it. You love to see it. This is how things have happened, how they've unfolded. A little deflection. Like I said, keeper unlucky for tactical. Might feel hard done. On the other end, couple shots, easy enough for Andre in goal. Extra pass, again, keeper in the right place, just bounces back, taps it home. Got to take the opportunities. You see the celebration there, big smiles around. But that's kind of been the story of what's happened. There's been more possession play for hashtag, but tactical's been in the right places still at the right time. Just haven't had those clear breakthroughs. If anything, maybe you have to be complimentary to some of hashtag United's defense. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Happy to see many familiar faces, many new faces. Again, welcome to TST. Second half is just getting underway. It'll be another 20-minute half. And then following that, we have target score. And as we get nearer, I'll kind of give you a little bit of the breakdown, the lay of the land. But it's something exclusive to TST. It makes it real special. And these gentlemen, both these sides, are really playing for a slot right now into bracket play. Win, and you're guaranteed in. If you lose, it might be a different picture. Could get complicated. Could get messy. We like guarantees. Tactical, on the ball, initially. A lot of space to work with. All the Brazilians, how do they not make contact? That should have been a tap-in. That should have been easy street, open doors. Beautiful vision. And if you're tuning in, Tactical's team is full of Brazilians across the board. They've gone recruiting at all levels. Pros, former pros, futsal, indoor, World Cup, you name it. Rain might not be helping them. Some of those first touches. And I'll take a moment here to kind of go over target score. So if the game were to end 2-0 for hashtag United, target score would be 3, and then it's first to get to 3. So hashtag United would need 1 goal, and then tactical manager would need 3. And it gets a little more complex because every 3 minutes you lose a player. From 7v7 to 6v6 to 5v5, whatever is needed, whatever is necessary. Creative drop-off, not able to connect, well communicated. Hashtag feeling a little bit of pressure. Can they get out of that pressure from tactical? There's going to be a mistake out of the back. Bit of a refresher or reset for tactical. Again, it wasn't a first half that had that much action, but the chances that were created were taken well, and there might have been a little good fortune even for hashtag with some of those bounces. Cutting inside, a couple little fake shots. You see the maneuverability. Goes for goal. Andre might be taller than the goal if you see him. He's almost the same height. Nice little advantage having a goalkeeper with some presence, some size. Big social media following, of course. I think he's got, I don't know. I was going to say, I think he's got 1 million on this and 1 million on that. So he's got millions everywhere. But he's coming in at like at least 6'3", 6'4". Played with hashtag as well before, but has a professional contract. What's up, everyone in the chat? Let us know where you're tuning in from. 7,000 people live and in demand at TST. This is a yearly competition, North Carolina. Typically, it's very hot outside, but with all the rain, it's brought down the temperature. I think it's supposed to rain pretty heavy today and tomorrow, so you might see back-to-back days with guys battling through some damp conditions. Draws a corner kick. João Loureiro out wide that we're seeing on the ball a lot, looking to kind of give you a feint or a fake shot, change of direction. A little chippy in the midfield. Hashtag cuts inside. Coming in late. Is it great? Well intercepted. Good chase back for tactical. You guys were talking about PK Humble in a celebration. He slips. He falls. Don't forget his classic dancing celebration that he has been waiting to put on display at any moment, at all moments possible. New Zealand, what's happening? Welcome. Los Angeles. Malibu, California. That man's on the beach. Tell me life is good without telling me life is good. Welcome, Scotland. Talked about it earlier, playing in English or Scottish weather, UK weather. No idea, Salazar, but I appreciate your consideration. London, in-house. Expect a lot of that. In the UK, this is decent weather. Fair enough. At least it's warm. Suffolk County. San Antonio, Texas. Charles Barkley would not salute you. Iceland, Amsterdam, Switzerland. Talk to me nice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love a mix and match. Singapore, we got people from Asia. See if Tactical can break down this defense. Looking for 1-2s, easy exchanges. We've seen interchangeability with the wingers. Shot attempted. Never really challenging. Enrique Ruck not able to put something on frame. Here we go. A lot of opportunity. Maybe could have done better. Body was open there. Toby didn't have enough dip in the action. That extra curvature that was needed. Again, still anyone's game. A couple goals when it comes to target score really is not a big indicating factor. Not what we have seen. 1-2. Cutting inside, that has to be a conversation. Referee. Thinking about the card, I don't think it's coming out. Maybe a couple light appeals. No doubt a foul. It's gonna be hard to go direct here. From this distance, with these goals, the goalkeepers you got, unless you get a deflection or some sort of rebound. If anything, we've seen more indirect free kicks from this location have success with maybe a layoff, but no one's really in position, so it might be a direct attempt. There it is. And now this is what you're hoping for, is that deflection. Keeper kind of in nowhere or no man's land. I don't know what's getting spammed. I'm gonna need someone to define or to give me the backstory, the lore. Nearly 9,000 viewers. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Absolutely, Ryan Ortiz, OG, triple OG. Welcome to the stream. Honduras in the chat. What's up, Castro? Here we go. Looking for 1-2s again. Not able to bring it together. Might be a corner kick. Looks like a corner kick. Smells like a corner kick. It is indeed. Again, corners direct. We haven't seen a lot of goals being scored that way. It's been a lot of short corners, and this is going to be more of the same. Return to sender. Out wide, ran out of little space, ran out of real estate. Quite a tactical matchup. No pun intended on the wordplay. This could easily be 0-0 or even 1-1. Hashtag's been better in front of the goal, been a little more clinical, had some of that good fortune again. Don't want to sound like a broken record, but there's been a deflection and even a rebound on the second goal. Both of them needed something. Good takeaway on the defensive end. Space to work with. Can you take on somebody else? Appeals to the referee. But nothing comes from it. Feed the parrot. I like that. I mean, he's been on the board earlier. Been on the board earlier. Is this the most streamed match on YouTube? I don't have the other numbers, but I'd always assume hashtag is definitely bringing a crowd of interest. You just see Feed the Parrots blowing up everywhere. The commentator got plans for tonight. I don't think I'm setting up the after party. It's not the Mike Harley, it's the rain. Originally, I thought we might just have some fireworks going on. A little snap, crackle, and pop. Rice Krispie for the people. Hashtag in the midfield. You're seeing a little more press. Going route one. Intercepted by Tactical. Bit of a high challenge. Again, it's been a relatively straightforward game. It's been a lot in the midfield. Neither team's really been able to break down the other. A couple chances, maybe turned into half chances. Bounces went the right way, made the most of those bounces. I don't think Tactical should be slept on whatsoever. Not even in this game, but in general in the competition. I love the target score concept of these tournaments. And I'll just reiterate as we get a little bit closer. If the game were to finish 2-0, so 10 minutes from now, end of the second half, that is not the end of the game. We have something called target score, exclusive to TST, the soccer tournament. You add to the extra helpings. Target score would be 3 in this example. So Tactical would have to score 3 goals, where a hashtag would only have to score 1 goal. And then it gets even more interesting because every 3 minutes, you have a player elimination. So you go from 7v7, 6v6, 5v5, 4v4, until we reach that target score. Understood? Can we get some firm handshakes? Space to work with for hashtag. Can you challenge? Cannot. Maybe should have been hindsight being perfect 2020, but bring that back. Had the potential of a late arrival for a layoff. $10K pushers. I see it. Welcome. Anyone coming in, we're happy to have you. You have timed the stream well. We are approaching target score, 9 minutes away. I'm not trying to speak any ill will, any direction, but it could get nervy. Target score in many ways was made for Brazilians. And Tactical, they got a lot of them. This can turn into a bunch of 1v1. And 2 goals is nothing when it comes down to that period of the game. Especially with both sides struggling so much to break each other down. There hasn't been those clear-cut chances. It really hasn't happened. Even the goals were more or less half chances that they made the most of them from hashtag side. You got to give credit where credit is due. Good turn up front. Able to hold off a defender. Gets a bit of a friendly deflection, but he still did the work up top. Second goal on the pair that you're feeding in the chat. Well, he fed himself. Right place, right time. Keeper makes the save, rebounds back to him, but he was ready for that rebound. Sent across the pitch. Nothing doing. How can you not love a Brazilian when it comes to talking about football or talking about soccer? We were talking about hashtag Jacko was in here earlier, H. Will, and I think that he was the longest playing original hashtag member in terms of how they went through promotions. If not, it would be Ryan Adams, though. It's between those two in terms of going from a YouTube team to being in the English system to non-league to progressions and promotions. Space to work with here from Tactical. They haven't been decisive enough. It's always been a heavy build-up. I think it would help on some of their takeaways from Tactical's end to kind of go a little bit quicker, a little bit more direct when they go forward. Everything has been so precise. Maximum possession. No offsides, correct. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, it's two 20-minute halves, and then we go into the end portion of the tournament called Target Score, where we're also crowned our Golden Fleece, brought to you by Adidas, which is awarded to the game-winning goal scorer. But it all comes down to that point. The advantage is if you have a lead, you're closer to that target score. Chat says tactical manager has no chemistry. In fairness, most of the teams are generally getting together for the tournament, and then that's when they're playing together. Might be the first time for a lot of the guys playing together. And then even that being said, a lot of people are used to, whether it's a futsal environment, which is different than this with a 7v7, or you're used to playing in 11s. And 11s is also different. So there's adjustments that have to be made. Welcome, 10,000. Most that I've seen on a live chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to have all of you here. Beautiful, beautiful people. What up, Mike Ponsford? Always, I've seen a 1v1 before, but you're right. 2v2, I mean, typically a deciding moment. Good entry pass. Can they get a turn? They tried to, nearly. That was the right man to be there. Leandro up top. Oh. Another bit of a half chance. Goalie off the line. Turns into a ball that bounces around. Hashtag not able to convert. One more time, if you missed it. It's a good entry pass. Right place. Tries to roll it by the keeper. He's in the right place at the right time, though. Gets down to it. Look at the exchange. Ooh, what a nearly moment. Bit of a wall pass to the layoff. Diego Pantuza, right place. Again, as you would expect. Game opening up a little bit late. There's the layoff. It's on frame. Need to keep it down. Right at the goalkeeper. Not able to truly challenge. Tell you what, the keeper from Tactical has been good. It's not been his fault to concede those goals. Dealt with the deflection, dealt with the rebound. He's been animated. He's been active. All the way back to the keeper for hashtag. Andre sends it forward. There's your layoff. Tactical with space. Referee's not having it. So again, I'll start talking a little more about target score. If you're new to TST, the way that this works, it's 2 minutes or two halves of 20 minutes. We're nearing the second half. They're the end of the second half. That is a rash challenge. Slide tackle, slip and slide. Man of God, thanks for the donation. Is this like FC Rush, but in real life? Not quite. 7v7. You're not in a 5v5. It's a reference for the people. But the way the target score works, let's say that the game finished 2-0. The target score would then be 3. First to get to 3 would be the winning team. Hashtag would have to score once. Tactical would have to score 3 times. You start off with a full team, 7v7, and every 3 minutes you lose a player. As we have a yellow card, Hyde might be doing a little bit of an exchange with the warning. Like I said, get a little chippy towards the end. There's your trade-off. Talk about some wide shoulders. You don't want to go into a 50-50. But once you get in target score, every 3 minutes you lose a player. That's also the big takeaway. So we will go until we have a team that reaches the target score. There are no draws in TST. Big interception, a lot of space, going forward with pace. Hashtag out wide, intercepted. Oh, we have a change of momentum. Can Tactical make it count? They have bodies. Andre gets down well. Big save. Keeping the clean sheet. One more time. Made it look easy. Well read from Andre in goal. A minute left before we take a quick moment prior to getting into target score. There you have the real dedication, the real fans. Can tactical create, goes for goal. It was swerving, it was curving, it was not connecting. Perea wouldn't mind having that back. But it is good to see that Tactical is getting some shots. A lot of this game has really been in the midfield. A little sloppy in the final third. Not a lot of breakthroughs. I think you have to give credit to both sides defensively. Quite organized. There haven't been miscommunications. No real big errors either. Yeah, TST is a competition that started in 2023. This is the third year. They have both men's and women's tournaments happening. As you hear the final whistle. So after two halves, it is 2-0 for Hashtag United, which means the target score will be 3. We'll take a quick moment here. Let the guys catch a breather. And we'll be right back with the action. Don't go anywhere. This is what you came for. This is what you're here for. See you soon. Like I said, it would be a quick break. Target score. This is now set at 3. And it's the target score is determined by the leading team score +1. That's how we got the 3. First to the target score wins. Players removed every 3 minutes. So that's the big takeaway. There will be no draw. We will have a winner. And this is crucial for both sides because both these teams come in with 1 win, 1 loss. If you win, you can guarantee that you see yourself in the bracket. With a loss, you might be eliminated from the competition. I mean, there's still a chance, but it gets into permutations and calculations and who did what and what happened when. But that is how this works. So every 3 minutes, we will lose a player. It starts with 7v7, but before you know it, it'll be 6v6, 5v5. And I'd say it starts getting kind of funky right around that 5v5 mark, where you have to start making decisions. Who do you need to have on the pitch? A lot more space to work with. 1v1s, bad turnover, almost guaranteed to have a free opportunity on goal. Welcome back to everyone in the chat. Happy that you guys have been here, been hanging out with us. We've had 2 20-minute halves. That's what's gotten us to this point. Hashtag United leads 2-0. And with 1 more goal, they would close us out. Or if Tactical Manager is able to forge a comeback, they'd need 3. But we have seen crazier things in TST. And in fact, 2 goals is not a big lead. It's not a big spread. Hope everyone's having an amazing time with watching the live stream. Hashtag on the first attack here. Bit of a touch, extra pass. There it is. It's done. It's dusted. That might be the quickest finale that we have witnessed for closing out in target score. And it's a quick golden fleece brought to you by Adidas, awarded to the game-winning goal scorer. Hugs, kisses, appreciation. 20 seconds into the target score period. And we're on the boards. I think it was Camilo that ended up sliding that home. Big celebrations across the board. I hope you didn't turn away. And there you have it. There's that scarf that I was talking about for the golden fleece, brought to you by Adidas, awarded to the game-winning goal scorer. Camilo closes it out for hashtag, guarantees them another bracket. Back-to-back years. One more time for the people at home. Hope you didn't turn away. Lovely first touch there, able to recover. Keeper kind of caught in no man's land. Not able to deal with it. Full 360, did it the old-fashioned way. And slots it home. Big celebrations from the crowd. Can I get GGs in the chat? Hashtag, again, guarantees that they're moving into the bracket seating. We'll wait on that. Tactical still has a chance to get into the bracket depending on what happens in other results. Remember, the bracket is 32 teams. We started with 48. The top 2 from each group will go through. Guarantee that's 24 teams, and the final 8 have to kind of battle it through. What was their record? What was the goal differential? What were the total goals? And these are what you missed in all the action. A couple bounce backs, but it always felt that hashtag was the favorite, and they kept the clean sheet, which is something we have not seen frequently in TST. We appreciate you being here. More action later today.